Debt is a common challenge for a lot of people, often caused by credit cards, personal loans, or medical bills. Dealing with debt can become stressful if it grows out of control, leading to missed payments and worries about how to get back on track. Debt relief companies aim to help individuals reduce or manage their debt through strategies such as debt settlement, consolidation, or negotiation with creditors. Among the various options that exist, National Debt Relief stands out as a company that negotiates on behalf of clients to try to lower the total amount they owe on unsecured debts. This video looks at what National Debt Relief is, how it works, who might consider using it, and what the main pros and cons are. By getting a clearer picture of its features, risks, and potential benefits, you guys can decide if National Debt Relief might be right for your personal situation. Now, the first step in working with National Debt Relief is usually a free consultation. During this conversation, a representative examines a person's debt situation to see if the company's program can help. If the individual decides to enroll, National Debt Relief sets up a plan where the client deposits money each month into a dedicated account. Over time, this account builds up enough funds for the company to start negotiations with creditors. Creditors sometimes agree to accept less than the total amount owed if they believe that getting a lump sum payment is better than taking no payment at all. National Debt Relief aims to reach these agreements on behalf of its clients, hopefully reducing the overall debt. However, settlements can take time, anywhere from 2 to 4 years, depending on how much debt there is and how faithfully the individual makes monthly deposits. NDR usually requires people to have a certain amount of unsecured debt, which is often around $5,000 or more. This number can change depending on the situation, but it shows that the program is geared toward people with a significant level of debt. Another key factor is financial hardship. If someone can comfortably pay their bills every month, NDR might not be a good match. The company tends to serve people who are struggling to manage minimum payments or are already behind. It's also important for people to be consistent with their monthly deposits. If someone frequently misses or delays these deposits, the process of reaching a settlement can be dragged out or even fail. And you should also be prepared for a drop in your credit score. Since the program often involves pausing direct payments to creditors, credit reports may show past due accounts. Forgiven debts can sometimes be considered taxable income, which is another detail worth keeping in mind when deciding whether to move forward. One of the biggest benefits of working with National Debt Relief is the chance to pay less than the total amount owed. If negotiations go well, you might see your debt load drop to a more manageable level, which can reduce stress. Another advantage is that people make a single deposit each month rather than juggling multiple bills and due dates. However, there are also drawbacks. First, the decision to stop making direct payments to creditors can damage someone's credit score for several years. This can affect the ability to borrow money or get favorable interest rates in the future. Second, National Debt Relief charges fees, which usually runs between 15 and 25% of the total enrolled debt. These fees may cut into any savings from the reduced balances. Another issue is that creditors can continue to call or even take legal action if they're not satisfied with how negotiations are going. Settlement programs don't guarantee that all creditors will cooperate. Some people explore do-it-yourself methods by calling creditors to negotiate payment plans or partial settlements. This might save money on fees, but it can also take time and skill to manage these talks, especially if multiple creditors are involved. Bankruptcy is another route for people with very large debts. It can offer a fresh start, but it also puts a mark on a credit report that can last for several years. The best choice often depends on your financial situation, how much debt you have, and how quickly you need relief. Whatever choice is made, the most important thing is to understand all the facts and be prepared for what comes next. Talking with a financial advisor, credit counselor, or even a friend you trust who has been through the process can be a smart first step. For a lot of people, reaching a debt-free life is both a financial and emotional journey, so taking the time to pick the right approach is well worth the effort. And that just about wraps up today's video, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any further questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section down below. And if you enjoyed what you saw here, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. At any rate, thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, make sure to take care.